Ho!
Wakanda forever.
Somebody get the power.
All right, we did the intro. All right, you guys happy?
did.
We're
We did
happy.
it.
That was pretty epic.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. There's nothing like it when we do it together.
Man, we're back, man. BLAPCHAT, we here. BLAPCHAT
Missed you.
episode 66.
Word.
66.
Damn, lucky number 66, right?
Got it the first try. It's pretty good.
All four of us are here. This is
Yeah.
great. It's been a
We're
minute
back.
since the four of us have been here. We missed you guys, man. Shout to all of our loyal fans, loyal followers. Shout to the new followers, too. Glad you guys fuck with us. This is BLAPCHAT, an all-music production podcast.
sir.
My name is Illmind.
Yes, sir.
I am not Jeff Staple. I am not Chad Hugo.
That's right.
Okay? I'm the other Filipino guy, so that's me, Illmind. I'm here with my co-hosts.
Yo, Atlas the Plug.
Yeah.
Just a Puerto Rican guy from Brooklyn.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
Who was that post you posted that you looked like? Did you post that?
yeah, the UPS shit.
Yeah, shit
My
was
brother,
hilarious.
my brother texted that photo to me. He's like, "Yo, how's your day job going?" I reposted it. It was really funny.
You had me rolling. I was looking
Yeah.
at that. I was just
Homeboy
dying.
looked like me, too.
He did. He did.
He had a full set of hair just like me. Glam, what up?
Oh, man.
What up? It's GLAM LOL out right now. Video, visual.
Yes.
Go YouTube,
Talk to him.
SoundCloud. I'm out here.
Glam is out here. Glam is one of my favorite artists.
Yo,
she
that's
produces.
like my favorite song that
She
she's
raps.
put out recently.
Yeah.
LOL. I think that's
So the
dope.
video's out?
The video is out
All right,
right
so
now.
go
It's on
watch the
YouTube.
video.
Yeah.
Glam, good lyrics and music. It's
Glam
called
is
LOL.
here.
The video's there.
LOL.
Glam is
and
here.
Say Yeah, that's out too. And
Go watch Say Yeah.
Yeah, and I also want to say because I've been so busy and I've been running around, but a lot of people hit me up about you shouting me out on
Yeah,
Gary V's
yeah, yeah.
podcast,
You
so
know
I
what?
wanna
You know
say
what?
Shout out to Ill for Gary V. Shout out to Gary V.
Shout to my man Gary. Shout to Mike. How has since we're on that topic, how has the ROI been? The return on investment. No, how
Right.
since the shout out, like people have been hitting you up and stuff.
People just was like, yo, like Gary V's podcast brought me here, or like in my somebody hit me up on SoundCloud like Illmind just shouted you out on Gary V, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's just like on Twitter, on Instagram, so it's just been like
I wanted to
Been
text you
feeling
and
it.
be like, yo, I shouted you out, but I wanted it to
Surprise.
organically
No,
happen.
it
Like maybe
hit-
she'll
it
find out.
did.
I don't know if
It
she
did.
watches his podcast, but I'm gonna let it happen
I'm
organically
very
and
familiar
shit.
with him, and then
Yeah.
when I saw that, I was like, "Oh my god, I got to get up at 2 a.m."
Did you
But,
watch
like,
the
I was
clip?
So happy. No, I didn't even see the clip.
Yeah, so he asked me a question. He was like, who's one artist that is under the radar in your opinion that's your favorite that you feel like is the next to blow? And I was like, yo,
hesitate.
Glam. You know what I mean? I was like,
No,
Glam.
what's up? Could you?
Yeah.
No, okay, but no, for real. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was like, I didn't get to like express like how happy I was about it. So I'm just saying like, thank you, and shout
Awesome.
out to Gary V and
Yeah.
everybody who supports and like shows me love.
Nah, that
course.
LOL track is lit.
Oh my
Thank
God.
Hell yeah, it is.
If you guys know
Even like
Erica
the way-
Badu, tell her I love her and tell her to like let's do this.
Even the way you
Erica.
came on, like you went straight into the like,
Thank
Hell
you.
yeah.
Yeah, no, we can't waste time.
ain't
It's
nothing
like,
but flows here.
Thank
Hell
you.
yeah.
It is nothing but flows, no hoes.
Yes.
No hoes,
No
just
hoes.
flows.
I've been
No
showing
hoes?
it. I've been showing
I
it.
do have flows for hoes, but like I
You don't have hoes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man, perfection. What
But the
up?
hoes will come.
The hoes will be. They will come hither.
Yeah.
Yes, they will.
What's
Well,
going
y'all know
on?
perfection.
It's perfection. I'm the girl from the Bronx.
And if your snare whack as fuck,
Yeah.
then you have a
Yeah,
problem.
You're in
please make
trouble.
sure you're snaring
She's
whack as
repping.
fuck,
Yo, that
man.
really scarred Preach because every time I say that, he goes,
Yo, people hit
Yeah.
me about that all the time.
like,
What?
was my snare good?
Yeah, they're like,
Oh, the snare
they're
shit?
like, yo, you know, when I'm fucking like doing my beats, I make sure that like
Yeah.
my snare, like I make sure I listen
Oh,
to the
perfectional
snare.
shit on
they
me.
were like, yo, I don't want perfection shitting on me like that. Like,
And I've had people like comment on my SoundCloud, because you know I have beats on my SoundCloud,
Yeah.
SoundCloud.com/perfection
Hello.
productions.
Come on, let's go.
But I have had people hit me on my SoundCloud like,
Hell
yo,
yeah.
that snare ain't whack.
Nah,
I'm
nah.
like, yeah.
Yeah, they know.
yeah,
They
hell
know.
Yeah, her name's
You know.
Perfection. There's never
Yeah.
gonna be whack.
Yeah, exactly. But man, shout to all you guys, man. Yes, once again, this is BLAPCHAT. So much has happened since the four of us have been
Yes.
absent here. So appreciate you guys being patient. Well, I mean, we only missed 1 week.
Yeah,
It's not a
Right,
big deal.
right.
Fuck
I
you
missed
guys.
2, so I feel really
Yeah,
behind.
true.
Yeah,
True.
but we're here. So
But
I
there's a
was really
lot
happy
of
about
shit. There's a lot of shit that happened. First of all, I've been traveling a lot. Really just been so amazing, man. So shout to you guys. I've been traveling around the United States of America. I was just in Richmond, Virginia, and Charlotte, North Carolina. My man Josh came with me, and it was a great experience. So I'm going city to city through the entire year of 2018, and I'm kind of on this tour. It's called Pass the Aux. So guys, what I'm doing is, you may have heard, but I'm going city to city, and I'm linking up with up-and-coming music producers, songwriters, artists, and just creatives, and I'm choosing a secret studio location in each city. And I'm inviting you guys to come to the studio to hang out with me for 4 hours. And I'm going to ask you guys in the studio to plug in the aux, play your music, and I'm going to give you, constructive criticism, kind of guide you one by one on like your pathway and your aspirations. And it's really crazy because it always ends up being like a really just great way for all of us to connect, and a great way to just create a little bit of momentum in that city. So like Charlotte was so phenomenal. Shout out to all you guys that came to Charlotte. We had a packed house. Same in Richmond, packed house. And I understand the idea of like, being in a city like Richmond and Charlotte, and like having so much talent out there, but no real kind of like hub that everyone can kind of congregate to. So that's kind of what this event, Pass the Aux, is turning into, is just a way for me to use my voice to go into a city and get you guys creatives together in one room to create a little bit of synergy in your city. And I've been seeing the amazing repercussions of it. Like when we did it in Toronto, there's guys up there that are now like clicked up and collaborating and creating opportunities with each other, and I'm sure I'll see the same in all the other cities. So guys, if you're a producer, creative, up and coming, and you want to get in the studio with me and meet some other people in your city, go to my website, illmindproducer.com, and RSVP for your slot. I'm coming next week. I'll be in Houston and Dallas. So I'm doing Dallas on Tuesday, Houston on Wednesday, and then I'm doing Atlanta in April. And then I just announced that I'm doing Toronto, San Francisco, Seattle, and Detroit in the summertime. So there's a bunch of cities in between. We're announcing more cities, so definitely check it out. illmindproducer.com. Come to Pass the Aux. The shit is lit. Josh, what'd you think? It was great, right? You don't have a mic, so just nod yes.
He's doing sign language. Yes, it was amazing.
There's gonna have to start. He's not in the camera. Yeah.
The networking is unbelievable.
Yeah. So it's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So a lot has happened, man.
Yeah.
It's been a great year so far. I don't mean to make this about me, but fuck it. It is kind of about me a little
New
bit.
placement.
Yeah, there's a couple cool songs coming out.
Couple.
Yeah, we got this new, shout to my man TM88 from 808 Mafia. Me and TM88 did Future's new single that came out. I can't wife no thought. It's so ignorant, man. Listen, I had nothing to do with the actual lyric writing, so
But that's
that's all.
If you
That's
want,
all
you can
Future.
wife
Factual,
with
though.
that.
I just did a little bit of the the production, but so no
But
offense.
that is factual, no?
It is kind of factual. It is
No
very
one
factual.
wants to marry a hoe.
Yeah, no.
I mean, if you
actually,
want to, you can.
You can,
I
but
completely agree
good luck.
with my man Future for sure. Like I
Yeah.
co-sign it.
I mean, I guess
Hoes.
people try to turn hoes into
Housewives.
housewives all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't wife with that.
You can't. I can't
No.
wife a thought. I'm not going to, obviously, and so
Yeah.
I relate to that message.
What's the other saying?
It's a strong
like
message.
No, what's the other saying? It's like you want a freak in the sheets, a lady in the streets.
Lady in the streets, but a freak in the sheets.
Yeah, that's what I want.
That's the one. Yeah.
I want
What's
that.
the
Hell
one
yeah,
where
I
there's a
want
lady
that.
in the streets, but a freak in the sheets? That's
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
I like that
That's
one.
what I look for
Yeah.
when I'm roaming these streets.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
I look for.
So guys, go cop that. Go get that single. Go listen to that.
in the
I can't wife no thought
In the
by
sheets.
Future, produced by me and
Freak in the
TM88. And also too, if you guys have been living under a rock, the Black Panther movie is out.
Yeah.
Wakanda forever. I've been tweeting Wakanda for life, and then
Word.
like someone tweeted me like, "Yo,
It's
bro, it's
forever,
Wakanda
bro."
forever, bro," and I liked it, and I was like, "Yo, fuck,
Thanks.
I fucked up."
But thanks.
So Wakanda forever.
And the
Go
king
watch
guy.
that
What's
movie.
the king guy's name again? In the movie?
Killmonger.
Yo, I ain't
Yeah.
even gonna lie. That movie was amazing.
That movie
The movie was
fire.
amazing.
I ain't gonna even lie. I ain't
Saw it
seen
twice
yet.
in the theater. Go
I
get the
haven't seen it.
soundtrack.
I'm gonna go see it.
Go get the soundtrack. Shout to Top and Punch and Kendrick and the whole squad,
Word.
man. Shout to Soundwave for basically like co-producing the whole album, damn near. But I had the honor to produce X with Soundwave. It's Kendrick, 2 Chainz, Saudi, and my man Schoolboy Q. So go get the soundtrack. I think it might be. No, I think it bumped down number 1 on Billboard, but I think the first 2 weeks it was number 1. So definitely super stoked about that. Really good soundtrack too. I love the fact that it's so when you hear the soundtrack before watching the movie, it's great. But then after watching it, if you go back and listen to the soundtrack, if you notice the way it's the track listing is, it goes through like the whole movie from beginning to end.
Really?
Yeah, like in order.
Did you know that at the end of I didn't know this, and I left at the end of the movie after the credits roll. There's like
a
an
secret. Yeah,
I didn't know that, and I freaking walked out. I was so pissed.
Yeah, you were that guy.
I was that guy, man.
You were that
I wonder.
guy.
I'm like, why is everybody still sitting down?
They knew there was a surprise.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I was
So
ready to
listen,
leave.
if you watched Black Panther and you didn't stay,
Yeah. I'm gonna have
Go
to
back.
find it.
You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
have
have
to
to
go
find it
back.
you
online
get
or
this.
something.
This is what you get that.
You get a brown paper bag.
You get a brown paper. Go watch that shit again and fucking stay till the end. You know what I mean? Like, stop being in a rush.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna call them a hoe. Like, stop being a
Stop being
hoe.
a thought.
Stop being a
I just
thought.
call everybody a hoe. If you do something that's just not cool, or just
Yeah.
like you
You're a
just,
hoe.
oh, you a hoe.
Yeah.
I called the Chinese food place. I called them and they were already closed, and they picked up and told me they were closed.
Yeah.
So I was so upset. All I could say was like, y'all some hoes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's so funny.
Nipper ain't hoe.
Also too.
That's
My cousin.
Yeah. Go get that Logic 44 more.
Hey.
Use my music. Check my music.
Heard
So
the
yeah,
Illmind sample in
we're just
there.
getting started. Listen, guys. All this stuff is happening, and I'm like so thankful, so humbled. But like, it's just a lot of hard work, and we try to. I just try to say shit that I experienced. So like, you know, if you're not watching my YouTube or like listening to us on the podcast, then like I don't know what else.
Or reading
tell
your
you guys.
DJ booth.
Yeah,
column.
like guys,
Yeah.
I'm going out of my way to try to interact, but also just like unlock all these things that I'm kind of experiencing via YouTube, via voice podcast, via my weekly blog on DJ Booth. So like, you know, I just want to continue to just like work my ass off and fail and learn and then succeed as well, but then also just forward all of that information to you guys. So if you're not listening, if you're not watching my YouTube or listening to us here, obviously you're listening to us now, but like just consume the content and really just, you know, apply it to your situation. You know what I mean? Because ultimately what I'm trying to do is, in addition to being a producer, what my goal is to empower you to be your best self, depending on your situation. Because there's producers out there that, we talk about this all the time, right? Like, there's producers out there that don't really have a desire to want to, you know, the accolades and the placements, and that are like more doing it out of love, which is also very amazing, you know. But I think as long as you know what you want, then you know then do that. You know what I mean?
I did a video consult last week with this guy. I don't want to put his name out there, but you know, I was like, so who do you hang out with? Like, what do you do? Like, and he was like, oh, well, I have a video guy that I hang out with, and I have a photo guy. You know, that guy does photography, and I'm like, well, you're a producer. I'm like, do you have any producer friends? He's like, nah, I don't really hang out with producers. I'm like, bro,
why not?
You got to get out there and go to these beat battles or like go to open mics and start hanging out with these different producers and like and get yourself out there. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, he texted me. He's like, yo, I've been going out to meet some people. And who was the guy he got a placement with? He's not a huge like A-list guy, but he's kind of well-known hip-hop guy. And he met him. He went out and boom, they interacted, and you know, he got his contact and shot him a few beats, and the guy is using one. So he got a placement just from, like we talk about, just being out there shaking hands and kissing babies. But like, if you're a producer, you gotta like all the like big producers, you're cool with all of them and have relationships with them for years. Yeah. Like when they were just like nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I actually mentioned this on the new episode of BLAP-KITS on my YouTube. Well, I think it was episode 28. But basically that, but then also like, you know, busting my ass from 2004 to 2012. And then like in 2012, like having built up a reputation enough for a guy like Soundwave or like Southside from 808 Mafia to be like, yeah, I fuck with Illmind. But like I had to put 8 years in of like eating shit and like sacrificing to get that respect. And then when we cross paths, it's more of like a mutual kind of respect thing. And I think that's like a very interesting thing that's happening too, because we're like in it right now. So like that's why we're seeing a lot of these collaborations happen, because it's like the cream is like rising to the top, but like all these guys like put a lot of years in to get to that respect point, you know, like it's not gonna happen in 1 year or 2 or 3. Like it happens different for everyone, but like it takes a long time. So
I think a realistic number is, I'm sorry, I cut you off, 5, even 10.
5 plus,
5 to 10.
5 to 10.
10 years for overnight
grinding minimum. You'll get lucky. You'll get the guys who get like 2-3 years, you know.
Right.
I hate those people that's like, yeah, I've only been spitting for like 3 weeks. I'm like, come on, dude. Like, really? You know, and maybe you have, but whatever. But
you said maybe.
Yeah, maybe you have. But like, I really genuinely believe like if you're grinding every day,
it's true.
It's about 5 to 10.
It's true. You know what? I'm so glad you brought that up. So I was in LA. I had a quick trip in and out. And one of the days I was in LA, I got in the studio with my man who is Prhyme, who is one half of this production duo named Wallace Lane, right? And so my man is like 35 years old. I put him out there like that. It doesn't matter. And
we don't know.
So like he's been grinding for a long time. And I remember meeting him I want to say like 5 years ago, and he had like in LA and he had like a small studio or whatever. And so I was in LA, and like the studio I was supposed to work in kind of fell through. So I was looking through my Rolodex and I saw his name, and I was like, man, let me hit my man up. I wonder what, he probably doesn't even like have my number anymore, but I'm gonna just text him. And he hit me right back. And I was like, yo, you have a studio, I could use like for the next 8 hours? And he was like, yo, pull up. And he gave me the address. It was in North Hollywood. So I pulled up and we started chopping it up, and he was just telling me like all the stuff that he like is working on now, and like the shit that he had to go through. We were talking for like at least a couple hours, and basically like same thing. He was just on the grind for a long time. Eventually linked up with Frank Dukes from Toronto and became kind of like part of Frank Dukes' crew or whatever. And now he's just like, he produced on Views. He was on More Life. I think he caught like a weekend placement on Weeknd's last album. But now he's showing me texts from Drake. Like Drake hitting him up like, yo, I need this. I'm working on this. Yeah. So like he's heavily involved with Drake, and like same thing with The Weeknd too. And he has, I can't tell you guys like what records he has, but he has like a couple huge records coming. And like, it's just, it was a special moment for me because like I could relate to him, but then I saw it in his eyes, like he been through some shit, like he really like fucking went like bottom of the barrel, like about to quit, and then like his life changed because he kept going, and like now he's like literally just getting started. So like it really takes, you're right, like it takes for you to really like experience some really low shit. You have to before you reach.
You have to know too. You gotta know, like back to what you said. You do have to know like what you're doing it for, because it takes me back to this tweet, because it'll be having people mad. It was this tweet, and he totally took whatever Ill was saying out of context. But it was like when I saw his tweet, it was like, I think Ill was just saying like, basically like, what are you doing this for? Like, you're either doing it for this or that, or like, but this guy thought he was saying like, it's only this way, and this only makes sense this way. And he was like, oh, you want producers to sell out? Like, I think you corny as fuck, and like this and this and that. It was just like, well, what are you doing? Like, well, what are you doing it for? Because we're not around this table just to like, obviously we want to do what we love and we want to get paid for it. Like, what's wrong with that? That's not true. Selling soul. There's none of that. But like, that made me question, like, well, what are you doing?
And that's it's true. And I think it's also like figuring out what you're doing and not doing.
Yep.
Because sometimes like, I believe that a lot of people in the industry reach a point to where like you hit rock bottom.
Of course.
Everybody everybody in the world has their own issues. Like, you know, we're all either going through it or have gone through it, you know, and a lot of people have reached, and it's different for everybody. A lot of people have reached like rock bottom to the point where you wanted to quit or you did quit. And, you know, that little bit of faith or hard work, whatever, kept you going and you won. But, you know, in the midst of that too, it's also realizing like, well, what can I do differently?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How am I affecting myself from not succeeding? How am I stopping myself? You know, what do I need to get better at? Or what am I not focusing on that maybe I tweak a little bit? You know, this will help me.
Exactly,
you know?
exactly. Like, and in doing that, it allows for you to, or forces you to try different things. Like, if you've been doing the same exact thing for 5 years straight, and you've seen zero progress, there's something wrong.
Right.
Like, you're doing something wrong. Like, like some drastic like life change, I think, has to happen, or something. Like, step outside the box.
Moment. Like,
I'm a fan of like stepping outside of the box like often. Like very
what's
very
one
often.
of the like step outside of the
Oh my
box
God.
moments you've had?
Oh my God. 2000. Okay, the first one was 2006. I'm like still in mom's basement. I'm coming off of like doing like Dilla boom bap shit with like my like little brother, and like that was my shit. And then like G-Unit, A&R, my man D Prosper, hits me on MySpace like, yo, I need beats. And then I made like 30 fucking G-Unit beats. And then like I was into G-Unit beats at like street shit. And then I just practiced that kind of vibe. And then like that got me in with G-Unit. So that was like, you know, and then I got shitted on too. Like, yo, I remember you motherfuckers on the fucking message boards. Like, yo, Illmind's like the underground Scott Storch. That's what they were calling me, yo.
Word?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, they were like, yo, Illmind is a sellout. Like, he's working with 50 now. Like, what happened to Lil Brother? What happened to, you know, what happened to, like, Boot Camp Click? Like, what happened, you know what I'm saying?
That's what happened.
So I was just like, man, I love this shit. I love G-Unit, man. Like, what are you talking about? So I did that. And then, like, another like, risk was the drum kits. You know, 2011. No one was putting drum kits out. Like, you had different people that had drum kits, like Big Fish Audio, but like you didn't have any like prominent producers that were actual music producers putting their sounds out. Like, that was frowned upon. Like, Primo's not putting his snares out. Like, Pete Rock's not putting his snares out. Like, people weren't putting their drum kits out, right? The only person that I knew did it was probably Boy Wonder, right? Like, he had like a Boy Wonder kit out, but like it wasn't like this thing at scale. So I was like, fuck it, I'll put my drums out. I don't care if people sound like me. And if they do, let's see how this plays out. Maybe they won't sound like me. So I was like, fuck it, $20, like zip, 120 sounds of my own shit, like that I made. And then here you go. And then like, that was a huge risk. And then it turned into like this crazy thing. And now it's like a bona fide, like multi-million-dollar a year ecosystem, right? So that was huge risk. And then like doing a podcast, huge risk. And like, YouTube now, huge risk, and like all this stuff. Like, right? So like, I don't know. I'm not saying to like do exactly what I do, but I do believe that like putting yourself out there and like taking risks is like, that's how you get the big reward.
And I think it's like getting out of your comfort zone, you know. And
and don't get me wrong. Oh, sorry to cut you off, but don't get me wrong. Like, I've fucked up too. Like I've signed bad contracts. Like, I took a huge risk, signed a shitty pub deal, you know, and like that bit me in the ass because I wanted to grab the bag early, and like that sucked a lot. So I fucked up a lot of times too. So
speaking of thinking outside the box, I got a little gift for you. Remember I was telling you today?
No, oh yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wow.
I think too, it's like getting out of your comfort zone, you know.
Oh wow.
So you got it. So this is from
Atlas got me a gift.
This is from Mario Luciano.
Wow.
So he sent it. He sent two. One for me and one for you, and this one's for you. I want you to
Okay, so this is from my man Mario Luciano,
the producer.
I'm gonna look at via Atlas. Thank you, brother.
No
Pound.
I took
Thank
mine
you.
out.
No problem.
My man Mario Luciano, one of the illest like composers to me.
Yeah,
he's
totally.
He's amazing.
His samples are retarded.
All right, here we go. It's my birthday.
Go ahead.
Prizes inside, private stock, amount per serving. What is this? It has my name on it.
Yep. So it's his kit.
Oh.
In an actual like toy box.
Wow.
It's called private stock. He only made 100 of these.
Holy shit.
That's
and
dope.
He only made 100. So look, that's like candy. right?
Oh my god!
And
this
then
is so
and then those are
crazy.
his stickers with him, and then the flash drive in there.
This is so amazing.
Did you have the flash drive in there?
Yep.
Should be in there. Yep. And then that's the
Flash
flash drive there. And in fact, the one you have is a special one. It's got 10 extra samples that no one has.
Wow.
And see that? And
this is crazy.
Yeah. So he only sent out. He made 110. He only sent out 10, and he numbered them. So you have that's super limited right there.
Oh my God, Mario! Thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
This means a lot. This is so sick. Can you get this, Josh?
Yeah,
I'm sure you have.
Josh.
I'm gonna plug this shit in right now.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a great idea. So shout out to Mario Luciano. Definitely go follow him. Louciano, Mario Luciano, on Instagram, Twitter, and all that. But
we're doing this in real time.
Yeah, so Mario. We're plugging in right now, Mario.
Wow. What's this? Let's see. Let's see
what. It's gonna be fire. All samples.
Oh, I'm gonna have a fucking field day with these.
Perfection. Perfection's like, I want to do something.
I'm gonna share these. All right, that's all you guys get. That's all you guys get. That's all you guys get. Wow, private stock.
Private stock.
Mario Luciano, thank you so much, man. That means a lot, bro.
Yeah, so there's only 100 of these out there. So if you guys want them, like what you heard, you got to go ASAP and cop them.
Where can they get it?
MarioLuciano.com.
All right, you guys heard it. Go to MarioLuciano.com. I might have to copy your idea.
Yeah,
Mario.
and go. If you follow him on Instagram and Twitter,
this is amazing.
just let him know.
Copy that shit.
There you go. Just let him know Atlas the Plug sent you over there. You know what I'm saying? And follow me too, Atlas the Plug, on Instagram and Twitter.
I'm sure they all follow you.
You know.
If you guys don't follow Atlas, Glam, and Perfection, you're fucked up. What's wrong with you?
You're whack as fuck.
You're whack as fuck.
Yo, so outside the box,
this in the front.
You'll keep this in the front. So
Can I see this?
Yeah, go ahead. Look at the price, the servings,
Mario
the way he did that was
friggin'
fantastic.
Yeah,
it's like a box of cereal.
Yeah, exactly, like the mini box. So
it's amazing.
We were talking about thinking outside the box, and as you guys know, there's a little event going on tonight.
Oh yeah, I mean by the time they hear it.
Oh yeah, by the time you hear it, it'll be.
But it was an awesome event if you guys went. And you're listening to this right now. It was
life-changing.
Life-changing.
So the event is called True Masters that I put together. It's 8 producers, 8 MCs, and 8 B-boys or B-girls. And basically, the format, producer has a track 4 minutes long. For the first minute, the producer plays... For the first minute, producer plays the beat. For the next 2 minutes, a B-boy will come out and dance to his track. And for the last minute, an MC is going to come out and spit over the track.
Amazing.
So it's going on. It's True Masters. The next one's going to be May 10th here in New York City, May 10th. So if you're interested, just hit me up, Atlas the Plug, or follow True Masters Show on Instagram or Twitter.
May 10th.
May 10th.
You guys got to come through. You guys got to come through.
In fact, the winner of the show, we're going to be the producer winner we're bringing on to BLAPCHAT. So
there it is.
So we'll keep you guys posted on that.
You guys heard it. Amazing things.
Boom.
Yeah,
Boom.
this is dope.
I thought this was real candy.
Yeah, that shit's dope. That shit's
It's
fucking
styrofoam.
dope.
I want to squish it so bad.
You know
I wanna
why?
eat it.
Because when you package something in a dope way with a cool concept, people are more excited to open it.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, I got
It's
a package,
actually a science.
and then it looks cool.
I read
It's
somewhere that Apple goes out of their way to make the packaging really ill, like an
Hell
experience.
yeah, it is. That's why
Yeah.
people even like Apple.
Yeah.
I mean, not this.
For the packaging.
I mean, honestly, the phones are nice.
Yeah.
The case, even the case it comes in.
It's an
Everything about the
experience.
you never
Presentation of the
you never
phone.
throw away
Yeah.
that box. How long do you? No one throws away that box right
No,
away.
Yeah, I
keeping
think I
that
got
shit.
You be
two
like,
iPhone
ooh.
boxes.
Yeah.
You keep the headphone case. You keep the thing to wipe it down for that first 2 weeks or something. But exactly, the shit's nice though. Because I mean, because if the Samsung looked as sexy as the Apple iPhone, I'd probably be more inclined to get it.
Yeah.
But I think Samsung is low key better.
Yeah, true.
I read something on Twitter briefly today that I guess a startup company is trying to come up with a certain new type of device or something like that.
Really?
That's just let me see if I can
They're
find it.
they're
Oh wait, I think I
robots,
read that
too.
somewhere. Is it the phone that only calls and texts?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just interesting.
That's weird, right?
I think people are gonna fuck with
people
it.
are, because they're like, I don't do any of that.
Some people are going back to flip phones.
It's funny because like me and my guy talk about that all the time. He's like, yo, I'm kind of getting tired of like iPhones. I forgot what was his reasoning, and we're always like, yo, I wonder what's gonna be the next thing, because Apple's like what 10 years in.
Yeah.
More than that. And it's like, who else out there is competing with Apple? I mean, obviously you got like Samsung, the Galaxies, things like that, but like
Apple's got so much money.
They have a lot of money.
It's going to be hard to do
trillions
anything.
and trillions.
And then what
billions.
does the next phone even look like? Like, what is it going to be able to do? Like that
It's going to be a USB stick.
Yeah.
It's going to be a chip to go inside your brain.
No,
you know what Apple needs?
The next thing is well, not next, but the eventual thing is contact lenses.
What Apple needs, and hopefully they're working on this. If not, y'all owe me mad money.
Hey, patent
is like a portable charger.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sure that's in the works.
envision like a little box that you charge and you plug in your phone and you keep going.
They got
no, like not like
smaller,
wireless.
Oh, like just like literally like a chip. And
yeah,
that charges,
you know.
I feel like that's coming.
Because then you still gotta like I have a portable charger, but then the battery's kind of messed up, so it's like I gotta charge that.
I think it's coming.
I gotta charge that. Then if it dies fast, and then you still need a wire.
Do they have solar powered charger, like phone chargers? They have that?
Yeah, they do.
I'm sure they do.
But they're kind of weak. They're kind of weak. They're low-key weak.
And you got to charge those shits, too.
You got to charge them, man. Yeah, I'll take a little bit of sugar.
Just how you need
straw.
Just how you need scissors to get in the scissors.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same thing.
Speaking of sweet, we have that actually that has nothing to do.
Whoa.
Right.
I don't know what that's
pause.
about.
Take that back.
Okay.
We're super excited to have this special guest today. I want to intro him. Known this guy for a long time via many mutual friends. One of the most like talented engineers that I've heard, and he's also an awesome tracking engineer. You know, when you have like, we'll talk about this with him, but like, you know, when you meet engineers that like are not good at tracking, like you know,
who talk the most how good they are.
Yeah. Exactly. Like this guy's like super awesome at what he does, man. And I'm glad because I think he might be our first like actual audio engineer.
Yeah, I think so.
As a guest, which is super surprising. Like, what the fuck is wrong with us? Like,
oh no, there was one. Jimmy Douglas.
Oh, Douglas, that's right.
I still fucking. That's one of my favorite episodes.
He's a legend.
Jimmy Douglas. He's I say most inspiring. Like one of my top 5 like interviews.
100%.
Definitely.
He kept it all the way 100.
So much. He learns everything.
Yeah.
When I was texting him and he actually responded to me, I almost like shit my pants.
Yeah,
I was like, oh
he
my god,
seems chill as fuck.
Yeah,
he's super chill. He's not into like the glamour and glitz and shit. Like he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But shout out to Jimmy Douglas. But so today we have like we have an amazing engineer. He took the time to join us. And we're super excited to talk to him. So let's give a warm round of applause to my man Parks.
Hey guys.
Building. Can we get him some headphones?
What up, BLAPCHatters?
BLAPCHat is here. Audio engineer.
Hey, I mean,
Well, BLAPCHatters.
well, do you guys have a hive?
We should.
Is there a BLAP hive?
We should.
I like how he asked.
You know what?
We're gonna start one.
If you guys want to have but then Beyonce's fans will fucking
They
kill
would.
us.
No, they low-key would.
There's a
Beehive.
future hive. There's bad hives. You gotta get a
we should
I
hive.
feel like their
Black
hive
hive,
would
right?
come after us, though.
I mean, it's only right. Yeah, I got the shit on my arms.
You got a hive on your arms.
Hey.
There you go.
what?
True,
Black
you
hive.
do have a bee on
You
your
know
arm.
what? Tweet us the bee emoji if you want a BLAP hive.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nice.
See,
Now
you
that's
started
dangerous, though. That's
Nice.
dangerous.
I need a bee sound effect. Let me see.
They should do like
Too easily accessible.
They should do like a bee emoji with like the little mixer emoji.
Yeah.
Or get
Exactly.
get the little emoji with the bees. Have you seen bees where they go like this?
No. Oh wait, I have seen
a
that.
bee. Oh, okay.
I have seen that.
Fun fact. I was using the bathroom. This is a weird place to even see that shit. I was using the bathroom in a public bathroom, and I'm like, you know, I don't let my butt touch the toilet,
Of
so I'm
course
like
not.
hunched over, right?
Of course not.
I see this fucking bee literally go.
Wow.
Where,
He's
though?
about to get lit.
He was like, yeah, I'm about to get in that ass.
About to get
Where was the bee?
It was somewhere in LA.
But where was
Like in the bathroom.
It was
listening?
like, okay, so like the door right here, it was at the edge. Okay, I wasn't taking a shit.
No, you
I was
weren't.
changing my clothes when I was in the swimming pool.
Okay, there you go.
But the door, and it was right under the door. So it was like waiting for me to get out. And I was like, is he rubbing his hands?
Wow.
He was literally like,
He was doing the
He was
Birdman.
giving me the Birdman hands. He was
Hey,
like,
bro.
for real, shout.
Wow. Oh my
Yes,
God.
that really happened.
Scheming.
Listen, Blap Hive.
Yeah,
we're
Blap
here.
Hive.
So we're here with the man Parks. He's an amazing audio engineer. We worked on a handful of projects, I think, at this point.
Yeah, we have.
Emilio Rojas.
Yep.
I mean, you did a lot of the Slaughterhouse shit. Remember
R.I.P.
that?
No, what's up with the project, man? I wish
You got to call Just.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
Blaze, man. What are you doing? No. Last time I heard, I was at Just's crib. I think this was 2 years ago. Me and Joel pulled up to Just Blaze's crib, and he played us the whole Slaughterhouse album, the way it was sequenced back then, and it was fucking amazing.
Yeah,
it's
man.
such a good album, man.
Yeah.
Remember in 2013? That was when
Is
we
that what it
first
was?
locked. 2013.
Oh my God.
We were locked into when Just had his studio in Harlem.
Yeah.
And it was, we were all there. It was
Everyone.
me, Arab, Just, Cardiac,
Oh my God.
Justice League. We made some great music. I think Q-Tip. Were you there when
Q-Tip was
pulled
there?
up?
Yeah.
Yeah, he kicked me out of the studio. Shout out to Q-Tip. He's such a
you
legend.
out
I look
like-
up to that guy so much, man.
Kicked you out like he was like
Step out
just
the
needed to
room.
work? Or
Yeah,
like,
it was
like,
just like clear the room.
Oh, okay. You're like, oh, you said
YouTube.
clear the room.
You two don't
Damn.
mind. You're
Is
out.
Q-Tip
Really?
underrated as a producer?
I think
in
no,
today's
no, I don't think he's underrated. I think he gets his just due. Like he has so much respect
Yeah.
from like all of us.
Right.
I think in today's age though, with like the
You can get
younger
lost.
cats,
They might,
he
yeah,
gets
Yeah, maybe with
lost.
the
he might
younger
get
cats,
lost.
yeah.
It's overlooked.
The younger cats don't even know who Q-Tip is.
Maybe
They
not.
barely know
Maybe
who.
not.
I'm
People
telling
are
you,
like,
it's
oh my
fucked
god, you
up.
listen to Pharrell? I'm like,
Wow.
Really?
They're like
Yeah.
Q-Tip. Who's
Damn,
that?
we're getting old, man. If you don't know who Pharrell is, I'm sick.
that's what I know. It
Yeah, I'm
scares
saying
me.
no, they know Pharrell.
It's kind of scary. How about not too long ago, I was in Colorado and this boy, I was playing 444 for some other people, and he was like, "This is dope. Like, you know, who's this?" And I was like, "Oh, it's Jay-Z." And I realized that this kid was born in 2000, and
Oh
my
my
stomach had
gosh.
dropped because I was
They didn't
like,
know
"How
Jay?
did you not know Jay-Z?" But it
Yeah,
was
it
like,
happens.
he
But
was
even-
born in 2000.
Exactly.
No,
Even
listen.
when you just say that, like 2000,
That's
is like,
crazy.
Yeah, listen. There's people out there that think Dr. Dre is a headphone salesman. No, that's not coming from me.
No,
That I
for
saw
real.
someone tweet
Yeah, for
that.
sure.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I
you
can
know,
believe that.
but it is what it is.
You better know who Snoop
This
Dogg
anyway.
is.
Anyway,
Listen, there's
He's a
17-year-old.
gospel artist.
There's
Yeah.
17-year-olds that don't know who Outkast is.
that's fine.
That's very
It
true.
happens.
You know,
It
which is
happens.
I
okay.
believe that.
Yeah.
I
No,
believe
listen,
that.
listen. You know what? Like when people get mad at like the Little Yachty's and all those guys who are like Nas and all that, Adam Biggie. Like, to me, I'm not mad at them.
Yeah.
because they weren't even born when
weren't
that shit
around.
came out.
Well, that's true. You can't blame them at all.
Only
I'm not
comment
mad at
that's
them at all.
not cool, and I'll say it directly. Only comment that's not cool is Tentacion saying that he's better than Pac. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's just the
Oh,
only thing that
Triple
I'm not.
X.
And I fuck with him. I think he's very talented, but I think people have to be careful because you can't talk about people who are dead, who are
Right.
been robbed of their potential and ultimately paved the way for you to even be
Right,
here, whether you
right.
believe it or not. It's kind of like, it's a super diss. It's not to say he's not talented or anything, but it's like, it make you wonder, like, would you really be going this hard if you didn't have this
Yeah.
big following or people that
Right.
was pumping you to
True.
make you say these things? I just feel like that's where the old heads get like, yo. That's when
Right.
they get like,
Yeah.
yo, you got to start respecting us, and then they look like old heads because
Right.
like
Right.
these new kids they want to be respected and they want to be acknowledged, and like we want to acknowledge you, but not when you're like trying to shit on legacy. Like
Right.
that's just weird. To
I think
me,
it's
so.
weird too. I mean,
Yeah.
for us, at least me and Illmind, we
Yeah.
grew up in the age where that was a thing, like digging in the crates.
It was a
Right.
thing.
It's
Yeah.
familiar with everybody.
Yeah.
You
It
know
was
what
a
I'm
thing.
saying?
Yeah.
So for that not to be the culture, I guess, is kind
It's
of
evolved.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
an evolved culture.
But then that's,
Yeah.
I think that's the thing too, is like, you know, the time frame and things evolve. And also, you know, let's be realistic. There's so much music out there from
Yeah.
today's
There
day and
is.
age, from
Right, just right
our
now.
parents' day and age.
Yeah,
to,
it's true.
You know, so it's kind of hard to expect these, you know, younger kids to
Exactly.
like, you know, sit there for who knows how long to listen to all of this music and be
Yeah.
up
Yeah.
to date and understand it and respect it.
Also,
you know what
too,
I mean?
also
Like, do
too,
know.
like you know, there's internet now. So if you were born in the 2000s, you have access to everything. You
Right.
do, but like you know, like being born in like the 80s, like we had to find it. We had to find it. We didn't know like me personally, when it comes to hip hop, like I remember being a kid, I missed the entire like boat of like, you know, like the old school shit, like
Grandmaster Flash.
Yeah, like that's way before. I have no idea. Like,
I mean, even Eric B and Rakim, I came too late.
I was late for that. I was late for that.
I went back. I went back.
I came in with like Wu-Tang and like Tribe Called Quest. You know, that was my entry point. Mobb Deep. That was my entry. And shit.
Yeah, me too.
I got lucky. My mom was a
Your mom was the
artist,
best.
so
She's the best.
I was able to be put on like mad music that I mean, like my friends are on too, but then they also came from cultures and like things. So I got lucky. I slipped through the cracks. I feel like I missed right before the internet like got real, like when MySpace was popping. Like I feel like I was able to have a little bit of like my childhood before that social media really kicked in, because that changed everything for everybody being able to put music out. SoundCloud.
Remember LimeWire?
LimeWire,
Crosswire. I was sick
Pirate Bay.
Yeah, I was sick.
I don't remember that. I never illegally downloaded music. I never did that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I actually do not recall that
until like last year.
I don't recall
what you're
those
talking
times.
about.
I don't recall any illegal downloading. I don't.
Yeah.
I just never did.
Yeah, you know, but just going back for a second, we were talking about like digging in the crates and like how, you know, producers had to do that back in the day. I think technology is really evolved. Like, look at this. Now producers are, you know, getting sample packs from other producers that made them and uploading those onto their computers, and you don't have to go out and, you know, find records and stuff like that anymore. As cool as that is, though, I don't know, there's something so cool about going out and getting a record and like going through it and like finding that. Yeah, you can't.
You
There's
connect
nothing
to
like
it. You like, oh, I like this sample, then you start. It's like a whole different element. That's why it's like you definitely can't be mad at the new school, because it's like the way that it's been developed. It went from literally like analog to digital, and then like it's only strictly digital now with certain people and certain things. So it's like it's okay that, you know, people are young and, you know, doing their own thing, and they have, you know what I'm saying? I want to know what they're calling all of these dread-headed, colored, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of them. They got the same. It's a realm. It's a world, and I fuck with it, like, definitely. But it's like, what?
But it's funny because I was just watching Everyday Struggle today with Wayno. Shout out to Wayno.
Shout out to Wayno.
The homie.
Wayno.
We're gonna get Wayno
to the homie. But, you know, that's something that they touched up on, you know, too, with, you know, where I think they were talking about Diddy's video, Diddy's clip of what he was saying on Instagram. He was talking about, like, what was he saying? That music in this day and age is kind of like
I think he said everybody kind of sounds the same.
Yeah, that's basically what he was saying. It's really like, you know what I mean? So they were, I guess, going back and forth in that sense. And Wayno was saying, you know, it is tough because you have like the little this, the littles that, all they got to do is color their hair. But it's because they see that it works for other people in this social media, you know, because it's like, a million kids could think this guy's dope, then he got a million streams, now he's an artist, now he's making money, and he can do it all over again. And the next guy takes the same strategy and it works for him, so then everybody thinks,
listen,
cool.
I think we're in the era now where it's just all playing out. We just have to wait to see what happens. Like,
who's gonna rise to the top?
Yeah,
because Lil Pump, Lil Xan, Lil Peep, Lil Skies, Lil Yachty,
Lil Baby,
Lil Baby,
Lil Xan,
Lil Xan. You got fucking
Lil Peep.
Well, Uzi, I think Uzi is like pinnacle right now.
I love Uzi. I think he's like,
I think he's the main one.
Yeah.
I feel like he saves, not to say that anybody else, but like out of who I'm like really paying attention to, that's like, damn, that he really is like an artist. I'd say Uzi, and it's no diss to like anybody else because I like fuck with their music too, but like, you see it on him. Like, you don't see it.
It's just, it's just, you know, it's just an offshoot. It's just an offshoot of hip hop, man. That's what it is. It shit is real.
Uzi reminds me, and just like the style and the aura, not like musically in the way. Reminds me of Prince.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Reminds
he's
me
just
of Prince.
in his
Got that
bag.
vibe.
He's just like
all means.
Like a
the
hip hop.
dude just, I don't know, he just got it. You know what I'm
he got
saying?
that vibe.
Like,
He got that
knows
vibe.
it too,
Something
and he's
about
like
him.
not tripping. That's why when he's at the Grammys and he's telling you he's about to go eat some
Oh my God,
Pop-Tarts,
that was the best
he's not
interview.
pressed.
That was awesome.
That was just letting you know he's
That
not
was
pressed
awesome.
to be here.
Yo, that was the best
awesome.
interview ever.
Yeah, I respect him for that.
So speaking of like, you know, analog, digital, all this shit, obviously we're like in this era so like Parks, like being an audio engineer and like being involved in like a lot of different things. Like you're a tracking engineer, you do post, you do pre, all that stuff. Like, what's your like current audio engineer setup? And the second question is, what is your opinion on, you know, the analog versus digital? Do you think at this point in time it just really doesn't fucking matter?
It really kind of doesn't matter. I mean, I think you need good mics, always matter.
Yeah.
I think.
What's your favorite mic at the moment?
I mean, it depends on what I'm
for vocals.
From Neumann.
Yeah,
still U87.
The U87.
That's my shit.
Yeah.
Still.
That's the joint that you can put on the kick drum, right?
You can put that shit on anything.
You can, right?
Yeah.
I think U87 is like one of the go-tos.
It is one of the go-tos.
Especially
a lot of people
vocals.
like the Sony too. It's kind of bright though.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily work on everything and everybody, but the U87 kind of works for everybody and everything.
True.
Or the TLM 103 is kind of like the lesser version, but it's still really good.
So the microphone is like the pretty much the most important.
That's where you should spend your money. For sure.
So not like a million plugins that do a million different things.
You can really get by with stock plugins if you had to.
You can.
True. I agree with that.
I've
100%.
seen engineers work with big artists.
Yeah,
and
they use the stock shit. You know
like
that
simplest.
You know that DYN3 compressor that Pro Tools comes with?
Great.
It's fucking amazing. I still use it.
The main shit that I use the most is still the Renaissance pack from Waves. Not to plug them. They don't endorse me or anything, but it's like the first thing that they ever came out with, I think, and it's still my favorite shit.
What version of Pro Tools are you on?
10 HD.
You're still on 10?
Yeah.
Any reason why you're not upgrading, or?
Because with the HD system, you can only go up to 10 unless you get the HDX, and that would cost like 20 grand to really remake my whole shit. Damn. So I'm gonna do it eventually, but I gotta get a new computer, I gotta get new everything.
Yeah.
So I'm staying right there. For as long as
do you stick with Pro Tools, or do you also mess with other DAWs, like in terms of tracking?
I use Ableton for production and for certain things. If I have to time stretch shit, Ableton is by far the best. You don't use Ableton?
No. Wow. I'm all in Pro Tools.
Wow.
Yeah.
You need to fuck with Ableton.
Yeah, I know. That's what everyone keeps telling me.
That shit. And they don't. I'm not endorsed by anybody, by the way.
Yeah.
But Ableton is fucking amazing.
I don't know. The outlay is like confusing to me.
It's the same. A lot of the commands are the same as Pro Tools too, which I like, as opposed to Logic, which is completely different. I never really got into it for that reason.
We should never shout them out because they're not paying us. So we'll switch. So Ableton from now on is Labelton. And then Pro Tools will be Pro Tools.
Unless they want to send us a check or some free software or something.
And then Booty Loops.
Yeah.
That works.
So, any experience in Booty Loops?
I was gonna say Ho Tools.
So, have you used Treason before?
Treason. Damn, that's so different.
What about Clogic? How's Clogic working for you?
Does Reason still? Do people still use it?
It's still a thing. Yeah. Glam uses it. No, so Reason has just recently, or Treason. Upgraded to where you can use any VST now.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of a game changer.
I used to use it, but then I hated, like, I would sample in Pro Tools, put it into Recycle, then put it, like, that shit was crazy, man. It's too much shit, man.
I think for me, the way Reason looked was a big reason why.
Really?
Oh, I like that.
Was a big reason
I like it. It's phonetic to me.
Yeah.
Where, like, Ableton's not like that to me.
I mean, at first it was confusing. It was kind of overwhelming with all the cables in the back and all that shit, but once I got past that,
don't touch the toggle.
I think if I was to fuck with Reason now, I might like.
You might like it, especially with the VST.
I might go back to it. I might need a tutorial.
Hey, I'm on
Glam.
it. I'm on it. It's
Can we
so
sit down?
easy.
Can you teach me?
Yeah.
Okay. Glam's gonna teach me how to
We should have like a study
day.
day.
We should,
everybody bring their DAW.
Yeah.
Bring your DAW to work day.
Propellerhead, we'll do it live. You gotta cut the check though.
That's right.
We'll do it live.
Yo, honestly, I was thinking about writing
copy.
them. I was thinking about emailing them because I did my whole that whole project.
I know.
Is off Reason.
The
whole thing.
Come on, Propellerhead.
Like,
I know you have a representative watching us.
Yeah.
So Parks, again, like, you know, when it comes to engineering, we were talking about this outside earlier. Like, there's so many different like types of engineers and different roles. Like, you have like the whole tracking thing, which is like a whole nother kind of world, and then you have like post-production, and then also like you said, knowing what kind of microphones to use, like miking up. You could be great at like mixing a vocal, but if you don't know how to like you could not know how to, mic up a drum set, so stuff like that. So like in all the different aspects of engineering, like what do you enjoy the most? Like what's your favorite part of engineering?
Probably mixing because I produce as well.
Yeah.
I'm an engineer from a producer standpoint. I guess I'm a producer / engineer, or however you want to word that. Mm-hmm. So I actually kind of like all of it. I like the tracking part because I actually like working with the artist, creating the song, sometimes coaching, sometimes helping come up with hooks, song ideas, being creative. But then I like mixing because there's just a vibe to that. I like the bounce. I like to get in my zone and really dig into that shit.
Yeah. Do you feel like mixing, I probably know the answer to this, but do you feel like mixing a song is more fun when you enjoy the song? Or does it not matter?
I can't mix. I don't work with people I don't like. So it's kind of hard for me to answer.
I mean, I'm looking for a hand clap here. Well, you can do air horn for everything.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't. Even if it's someone I like as a person, like if I don't like the music, I can't really. It's not worth the money, man.
Like as a person, damn. But no, I'm not tracking you, son. Sorry.
Yeah,
no studio time.
I can't do it, man.
Yeah,
but I do find that even if it's something that I don't love, I can. That's kind of part of my job as a mix engineer is to make me love it. Because if I love it, then maybe other people love it.
Yeah.
So there's some of that happens too. Because I don't love every single song that I mix. I will say that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get a song I'm like, I'm not really feeling this. But then I get into it and I do my thing with it, and now I kind of love it.
Awesome. Did you have you worked on the Prhyme stuff with Royce, or
both albums?
Both.
Yeah,
okay, so Prhyme 2 obviously is dropping.
Yeah, March 16th.
March 16th. Shout to Prhyme, shout to Royce, shout to Ant-Man Wonder. Can't wait to listen to the album. So how was that process? Like, what was that like a typical Prhyme day?
Well, it depends. Some of it we did in New York. Some of it we went to Detroit for. Some stuff Royce was doing in Detroit and sending to us. So Prhyme does everything from scratch. He tailor makes everything, including Prhyme. So we'll be in the studio. He digs through the samples, finds something he likes, programs it. Royce paces around and writes shit in his head, and then
while he's making it.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, sometimes he'll walk out and let Prhyme just Prhyme.
That makes me so happy because that's exactly what I envisioned in my fantasy.
Prhyme and
like in my
Prhyme.
mind, I was just like, Prhyme is digging and making the beat on the spot. Royce pacing back and forth. Rhymes. Like, it's literally what I dreamed of.
It's that. Yeah, Prhyme doesn't do the beat CD thing. You know what I'm saying?
I fucking love Primo, man. So what's his current gear list? What's he working with?
He's a Renaissance guy.
Renaissance?
Yeah. Pro Tools to track and record and mix.
So no S950, or is he whipping that out?
We still have it patched in and plugged in if we need to pull something, but he's not typically using it on a day-to-day basis. The Renaissance, he got comfortable with it, so it works.
If next time you're in the studio with him, if you happen to see a floppy disk that says "Moment of Truth,"
he's got the whole box.
If you can pull that snare for me, that would.
You haven't been to Prhyme studio
Not
yet?
the new one.
Oh, he'll show you the whole fucking set of floppy disks.
Prhyme. I'm so intimidated to hit him up because it's like Primo, but shout to Prhyme, man.
You might have to get him on here. Maybe we'll go to his studio to do it.
Yeah, we should go to his studio and do it, and then I'll look for the disc there.
He will. Prhyme is a storyteller, man. He will, like it or not, you're gonna see the fucking discs.
Oh, I love it. Someone told me that. I think Al told me that he used to put his floppies in the freezer. That's apparently a thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
and I still use hardware with floppy disks. I'm
put them in the freezer.
I'd never heard that.
What does that do?
Yeah,
what does that do?
It apparently extends the life of the disc.
If it's a battery and anything, even with phones, any type of battery, freezing it restores the energy. So
okay,
that sounds like one of them tricks that blows up your phone.
It does. But someone told me you're not even supposed to charge your phone at 100.
Yeah,
you're supposed to keep it at 50 because when you keep it at 100, it drains a lot easier.
So,
I can't live like that.
I know that's living on the edge right there.
50 is crazy. I'm on 250 right now, and I'm nervous.
I'm on 250.
It's real eco-friendly.
Exactly. So let's talk about the producing side. So you're on Ableton. What are some of the things you're working on the production side? Do you have a project or anything?
Yeah, I work with an artist named Passport Gift, and that's kind of I'm not really a beat CD either.
Yeah,
kind of guy. I like to work with somebody.
Yeah.
So that's my guy right now. We just put out a project last year that did really well for us, so we're going to go back in this year.
So you produce and engineer everything.
Yeah, I DJ too a little bit.
Dope.
Tour DJ. I don't like do clubs really.
For the artists
for
you're
Joe,
working
Slaughterhouse.
with? Okay.
Yeah, Amelia.
No, but the artists that you
for
picked
Gift
up now
as well.
too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie, I miss Slaughterhouse.
Yeah, me too, man.
I fucking miss it.
I miss it. I wish they would just put that fucking album out.
They should just put it out. Come on, guys.
Just put the shit out.
Just put it out, man. Come on, Paul.
I don't know who we gotta get on
man.
the phone to make that happen.
Yeah,
but
man.
Just,
it's just from what we've heard, it's pretty special.
Dog, it's incredible.
I forget who. I don't know if it was Just who said this, but I saw an interview, and someone said out of all the albums they've ever heard that never came out, that one is like in the top 2 or 3.
Definitely.
And there were like some
That's
crazy
big,
like J records, and like
Right.
they said that album had like easily in the top 3
That's pretty big.
if it doesn't come out of albums that.
I mean, think about it. It's a super group. It's 4 of the best rappers that can rap now and in this generation lifetime.
Yep.
And however many 4 or 5, 6, however many, if you include Justice League as one, it was 4 of the best producers of this lifetime in this generation, all just fucking rocking out for a month, and just creating all day, all night, every day for a month, and then some, afterwards and before.
Yeah.
So
Gotta put that out, man.
that shit's got to come out, man.
Please.
Just insane. So, Joe Budden podcast.
Yeah, how'd that,
man?
Yeah,
like
to know how
we
that
were
happened.
talking about that outside. So you're obviously, if you guys watch Joe's podcast,
Big
Parks, big fan. So the transition from like everyday struggle now the podcast. We were talking about like being independent and the podcast stuff. Like, how has that experience just in general been? Like the amount of attention that it's getting. Like, has it helped? All of you. Obviously, it's helped you guys as a group, but like individually, are you seeing like a lot of like benefits come from it, like because it's still popular now? Like
yeah. I mean, it's kind of hard to quantify because it's just a thing. I don't know how to even describe it, but socially, I'm much more active. There's a lot going on, a lot of conversations.
Are you getting more demos?
Yeah, I get a lot of demos.
Sliding in the DMs of Parks.
Yeah. Who do you work? How do I get to work with you? I just hate the blank emails that just say, "Yo, fam, let's work."
Yeah.
What? Yo, fam, let's not work. I don't even know how to
Fam, I'm good.
Word.
Yo, it's a movie.
Yo, that's
fam.
like when people like, yo, can I send you a track? And it's like, yeah, you could send it, but then what happens? Like,
right.
Like, you want me to just be like, oh my God.
I can't guarantee I'm gonna
go
listen.
get you signed to like Def Jam or something?
There
Like
are
that.
people that's just like, I want to collab. It's like, okay.
Right.
Like,
And they don't send, like, I hate the people that don't even send like a Twitter link or a SoundCloud
like,
link.
yo, let's work.
It's like, who are you? I don't even know what you look like, sound like.
Exactly.
I mean, first is like, this is the era of like shoot your shot, right?
Yeah.
It is.
I respect that though.
But then it's like, you gotta know how to do it the right way,
You gotta know how to
fam.
shoot. You can't just throw at the damn
Do it the
hoop.
right
You
way,
gotta-
fam.
And then I also
Exactly.
think when you ask, especially on like Twitter,
Can I send you?
a track? Question mark. It's like, I'm not gonna have send it to me. Like have a whole conversation.
I actually prefer to ask me before you just send it.
Really?
You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
either send it or just don't send it. In my opinion, that's just
I
So-
feel spammy when people just shoot it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if they build up a rapport with me, I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
So,
if,
Parks, if
if they
there
build
was-
up a rapport, then I don't-
sometimes
if
I'll
there was
tweet
a rapper that wanted to pitch you music and they
Right.
want to slide in the DM, what type of message or what would they have to kind of do for you to at least
Pay attention.
to it,
Consider
if that even exists?
I think they would have to just build a rapport with me first, as far as interacting with me in the mentions. Striking up conversation. Hey, by the way, listen to this music.
right.
Yeah.
Now
Now
I'm
that's
interested.
like
now I'm
5 people
invested a
doing
little
that.
bit. You know what I'm saying?
I'll click that.
Right.
Yeah, I'd click
Yeah,
that.
if I
20
see
people
you
are gonna
talking
be
to me
hitting
every single day about my random fart jokes or whatever on Twitter, then I'm gonna listen to your music. Man. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like,
You just inspired like 20 people to hit
Yeah,
you.
no
Oh my
problem.
God, I love your hair.
great.
That confirms a blog that I made on DJ Booth talking about touching on like human interaction, but then like not like really getting to know the person and like in a genuine way, you know. Like I remember I think you were with me. I don't remember, but we were in LA.
Yeah.
And it was like I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. We did a Grammy listening party.
Yeah, I remember.
And one of my on Twitter, like I mentioned that like I love chocolate chip cookies.
Oh yeah,
and
they came with the cookies.
Homeboy came through with a whole stack of chocolate chip cookies with a little note, and I was like super stoked about it. And like ever since then, it's just been.
And he was like kicking it with us the whole night.
Yeah,
after
we're hanging
that.
out.
It was like our best friend. Like,
that's how you do it.
And
that post you did was great. You know, because that's like low key the most important thing about the music business is be a person. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it's cool to put on the Kanye swag and I'm the greatest and do all that shit, but be a human first.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're all people. We want to hang out together and have a good time and
it's like it's another human being on the other end. Right. And then like also too with social media, like not every post has to be like promoting something.
Right.
Like tell us about your person. Like I want to know who you are too. Like what do you like? What do you don't like? You know what I mean?
It's so true. It's like anything you put promoting something. I noticed, and gets the least likes or the least retweets. Or
100%.
But like if I go on Twitter and I rant. And like I put, how like I do those like I write something inspirational to me or something to someone else. And I put that, they love that. They love. But when I'm like, yo, I need y'all to come out and support me for this. Shoot me a retweet. One like, one retweet. You're like, God, you guys don't really love me.
Exactly.
That is a fact.
Exactly.
I've seen that all the time.
It happens.
But you know what? If you stay consistent with both, it kind of works. You know what I'm saying? If you can actually be a great testament to this because you interact in a human way. And then you'll also still tweet the links, and then people are interested in tweeting the links. I find that after something that a big interaction of fart jokes, whatever, then you put out the link, then people will click that and listen to it.
But I think the interactions, like I always say, it's like how you do things. Like I think it has to feel genuine and be genuine. Like I think him bringing you cookies was like a generous, approach. Like it was, genuine too. It's like, let me do something that he likes versus just approaching him like, yo, let me, listen to me. It's like, let me give you something that you might need or that you like or that you want. And that makes people more comfortable and like open to be like, wow, like I want to get to know you because that was cool.
And also the best part about it, and you remember Atlas, right? Like he didn't ask me for anything. Like he wasn't just like, here are cookies, now give me money.
now demo.
I go buy you a drink.
Here are your favorite chocolate chip cookies.
Here's my link.
Here's my
link.
Pulls out the crusty earphone.
Crusty earphone.
Here, listen. No.
Anytime you pass your headphones, make sure you wipe them. Make sure they're clean.
Don't even want to wipe.
Pass me your headphones.
Passing headphones is a violation regardless.
You put your ear hole all
crusty
in.
Headphones. Come on.
Don't even wipe. I don't even want your sanitized headphones.
I don't want your sanitized. It's just the fact that it was in there. But also, Busy Work Beats did that too.
Yeah, shout to Busy Work Beats, man.
He brought us Oreos. He brought me a gallon of chocolate milk.
He brought
I just said on BLAPCHAT like, oh, I love chocolate milk, and then he brought chocolate milk.
Shout out to Busy Work.
Shout out to Busy Works Beats, man. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
And if there's anyone out there that's interested in like cooking for
if you want to cater for BLAPCHAT or bring us a meal or some fruit or some wine.
If you're a chef and you want to get your business popping,
this is the place.
We're hungry.
We're big
we
fans.
will eat on camera.
Smacking all the microphones.
By the way, we're big fans of Mac Shack, located on Fulton Avenue in Brooklyn.
We can go for some hors d'oeuvres. We like sweets.
We love Dunkin' Donuts.
We like oysters.
We like
sushi. No,
the little things we can snack on camera.
Yeah, we like some wine.
Camera.
We like some semi-sweet red
honey
wine.
Goat cheese.
Chocolate.
Honey goat cheese. Parks, what's one crazy or that you can share, like one really like wild engineer story or just a story being in the studio? Because you've been around a lot of legendary situations, a lot of really awesome. There has to be a story in there that's like, holy shit.
That's really hard to come up with on the spot, man.
Yeah.
A lot more wild tour stories.
You can do a tour story.
Tour is always wild.
Yeah. Without getting anyone in trouble.
Damn, that's hard, man. I don't know. I might have to come back to that because I don't want to incriminate anybody.
Yeah. You know what?
Or talk about shit. See, I'm from the old school. I don't like to talk about shit unless the people have talked about it first.
Right.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's my...
Sorry. Yeah, let's
Yes.
we have a whole slew of sounds here.
I think that was Alice's.
That's the popular
really
one.
happy. Yeah.
This one.
And his name is John Cena.
That's a Jake 1 beat, by the way. That was cool. Yeah,
For John Cena?
Jake 1.
What?
Yo, John Cena can spit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wait, you said John Cena can spit?
I've heard it.
No, yeah, he rapped on that.
He can spit.
No comment.
Yo,
No, he went on 106 in Park randomly. I don't know why he was
raps.
there. It was a long time ago, but it was when he was like hard body wrestling, and they were like, "Oh, we got John Cena," and like they were like, "Oh, drop a freestyle." They dropped Yin Yang Twins weight and he spit on top of
he
it, and
raps.
everybody was like,
I'm gonna Google that.
Wow.
"Google it." It was a long time ago. Bars. It was barred out.
Let's just quickly talk about the fact that the WWE is still lit,
Still going.
and
It's lit.
collecting bags. And Ronda Rousey now has
Yeah,
a
she's
contract.
on there.
That's
She's
good
on
for
Yeah,
there.
her.
she put Triple H through the table.
Yeah.
Wow.
Triple
Well, she
H
had
has
to,
been
because
through
didn't she
some
get kicked in the
shit.
face?
Or
Did
think
she?
So.
Who did the kicking? Did she get kicked in the face, or did she kick
Stephanie
somebody?
McMahon.
In the
I
face?
don't know, but I
Man,
adore her. I
I
adore
remember
her.
Ronda Rousey.
I used to love wrestling back in the day when I was young, when Stephanie McMahon got kidnapped
China.
by
Right.
fucking, what was it, The Undertaker?
That shit was entertaining.
That was entertainment.
That shit was fucking entertaining.
I haven't
Yeah.
watched wrestling since I was
Yeah.
like 5, so
R.I.P.
maybe I need to catch up.
Yeah.
Say R.I.P.
Apparently
to
it's
like
big.
who?
It's doing
Eddie
well.
Guerrero.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero,
Eddie
China.
Guerrero, yeah.
A lot of them passed
China.
away, so yeah, R.I.P.
That was
They were
sad.
like, those were like veterans. That's when I was watching.
That's a fact.
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
I haven't
So-
watched it in like
The
10
Rock.
years.
The Rock is still my favorite wrestler.
He's the only one that's evolved.
Yeah.
Like
The
he's,
Rock.
and he's
Still
still the
wrestles?
Rock. No.
Oh.
But I love
He's
how
could make a
I love-
comeback.
But it's still the
He
Rock.
could.
If he went back in that ring,
But
it
I
would
love
be
his
crazy.
growth though,
Yeah.
like from the ring, and he was dope, and you know everybody respected him, and you know his
Dwayne.
character, and then like to being an actor, and I love his movies.
Yeah.
I love the Rock.
think he's
Period.
dope.
He's from the Bay. Ow. Okay, so, sorry.
Do you smell what he's cooking?
I
That's the
always
question.
smell what the Rock is cooking.
Good.
Yo, on Instagram, it's a long time ago. You see when he broke his pinky?
No, I missed that.
He broke his pinky, and in the middle of like, you didn't know he broke his pinky until he showed it, but he was just like, "Oh yeah, man, that's what I do, working hard, blah blah blah." And then you just look, and his pinky is literally like this.
Oh God!
And
Oh
it's
God!
like-
Working hard is there's limits to
Something
that
happened.
being cool.
I don't know
Like,
what he did to break his pinky and why he was so unaffected, but he was just like,
that's like the people
Oh,
that
no.
tweet about not sleeping and being in the studio 24 hours a day.
Yeah,
It's
no.
like you're going a little
Guys-
too hard, man. Get some
Right.
sleep.
Yeah.
Guys, get some sleep. It's so important.
I don't care when
please.
people say, "Oh, I sleep when I die." It's like, actually,
No.
I need like at least 5.
I've
to
realized that
Sleep.
over the years.
I need 7 to
I'm
8.
sleepy.
Yeah, sleep is
That's a fact.
sleep is the cousin of all.
Unless I'm on the road. In the road, it's a little different. I can wake up,
Right.
but
Yeah.
Right.
but on a day to day,
And then consistently
sleep,
too,
man.
it's not good. You know what
No.
I mean? Like
You will crash
Yeah,
hard.
you gotta
sleep.
You'll crash hard.
Parks, what's coming up project wise? Engineering, producing, all that shit.
We got the Prhyme thing coming out.
Yep.
Passport Gift. I just mixed a bunch of records on Billy Dance from MOP's record.
Oh, sick.
I'm working
Sick.
with Pharoah Monch on an album that's
Ooh.
kind of yet to be
Monch.
announced, but it's really
I like Pharoah Monch.
it's a little bit outside the box and it's really incredible.
Sick,
Um,
sick.
damn, what else? A bunch of other shit, man. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
work so much that it's kind of hard for me to remember what I'm supposed to
Yeah.
talk about, what I'm not supposed to talk
Right.
about.
Yeah.
Like,
You're better off not. Yeah,
like,
the
actually
different
forget
names I'm
everything I
comfortable
said,
with
yeah.
shooting out right now.
Right.
And then the podcast every week is,
Yeah.
engaging.
So when you guys record that once a week,
yeah.
and then it comes out once a week.
Once
So
a
it's
week.
1 week.
And then,
Yeah.
well, it kind of comes out twice because we do YouTube a different day. So
Right.
there's like a little bit of life to it.
Right.
And then we do a thing called Afterthoughts where it's like a bonus section.
Right. Right.
And that comes out a different day. So it kind of turns into a whole week.
did
Right.
you
Somehow.
Did you guys figure that's like effective?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Were you there from the beginning, like the first podcast?
I was there at the beginning, and then they were doing it in Jersey, and that was a tough commute for me, so I
Right.
stopped doing it for a while. But the studio they worked out of went down, so they came to my place. And
Was
so
it
we
always
do at the
Mal and
crib.
Rory on
It
there?
was no. It used to be Marissa Mendez, who works for
Right.
Revolt now. She used to work
Oh,
at
okay.
Hot.
Oh, Melissa Mendez. Right.
She's great. She's
Yeah.
a homie. But Rory and Joe have been there since the beginning. Maul has been there for a while now.
Whose idea
over
was
a
that
year.
to do that? Like, hey, let's put a podcast. Was that
Well, I
Joe's
think
idea?
Joe wanted to do it. Rosenberg helped a lot at the beginning.
Yeah.
And Rory has always helped, as far as
I was just
kind of gathering things
Peter
together.
Rosenberg?
Yes,
Or-
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
Peter
yeah,
Rosenberg.
Sorry,
Okay. That's okay.
I got to specify.
That's okay.
Yeah.
No problem.
But yeah, it's working out really well. So
It's dope.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you, I'm a fan, man. I watch every single episode. I think you guys are fucking hilarious.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, And it's actually, watching, us doing BLAPCHAT, and, not to get all, like, friggin' emotional and shit, but I'm not going to cry.
Let's get sappy, man.
Listen, guys, let's all hold hands here.
Right.
No, but no, like, no joke. Like, watching that podcast, like, is made me more confident, even just being on this podcast, because listening to you guys is like, you guys are just having a good time.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what it
just
seems
having a
like.
good time.
I think that's why people gravitate towards it so much, because it's so organic.
It really is.
And sorry, not to cut you off. It's not that I was insecure about doing this podcast, so I felt, but like watching you guys was like, oh man, that's like what we do. We just kind of have fun and just talk. And just, it's like if these mics weren't here, even we were outside and we were talking.
Right.
It's just like normal convo that we have, which is
I feel
so
like
great.
That's what a podcast should be.
I agree.
Like, why force it and have
scripts
okay,
and
next up is we will talk about this topic.
And what's super cool about your guys' podcast, and I believe, who said this? I believe it was Charlemagne, the guy that said this, is like, you'll know a podcast is good when they don't survive just by having different guests just coming in.
We almost never have
You
guests.
guys
and if
never.
we do, it's someone that's like just
You
legitimately
had like
a friend.
Hitmaker maybe
comes
once
through.
or twice, and that was like really kind of it. I can't remember anybody even doing. And I thought that was like so cool.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of like us, like when we first started, and we never really had guests. We would just like talk all the time, and then we started getting the guests. So like, kudos to you guys. You guys are doing a friggin' awesome job.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Listen, did Joe get that $1 million from Revolt?
I'm sure he can't talk
kidding.
about that.
I'm just kidding, guys. I'm
I'm
just
talking about
kidding.
songs I'm mixing. I'm never not talking about that.
Top secret.
Yeah.
No, but it's a lot of fun, and I think you're right. It's organic, and that also translates to music. When things are natural and organic, I think it comes out and it resonates in a much better way than trying to force it.
Well, also too, you guys are music guys.
Yeah,
like
sure.
Joe's a musician, so it's like it's got to feel organic. Like I'm sure if you guys, and I'll pre-pause this, but I'm sure if you guys didn't enjoy each other's company,
right,
you wouldn't be doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's just super like organic.
Yeah,
The pre-pause.
And what's cool too, like I've noticed it more in like the more recent episodes. Like we have like Blap a Crap, and we do that thing, and that people love that. And if you could stay for that, that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
if we can do that.
That's when people send beats, and you guys judge them.
Yeah,
so we can trash some people on the air.
Nice. But they love it. They love it when we trash them.
I love that.
They love it.
No, they love it. Trust me. But what I like what you guys do is like at the kind of the end, you guys play tracks from like up and comers or like music you guys are listening to and stuff. And like I know like Ma. Like I'm a big, West Side Gun, Conway.
Oh yeah, those are my guys. They're on my album that I put out last year.
Oh no shit!
You might enjoy the song. It's called Amen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's dope. Just dusty hip hop shit. I'm a dusty hip hop fan.
Yeah.
That's what I do. That's what I love. I don't give a shit.
No, but I'm definitely
unapologetic about my love for dusty hip hop.
Hell yeah.
But I've definitely got put on to different artists that I'd never even heard of, from watching the podcast and, you guys playing. I'm just like, oh, let me go check this artist out. It sounded pretty dope. So.
I feel like a lot of people have actually gained traction because of people playing.
100%. Mm-hmm. I got put on like 3 or 4. I didn't know who they were. And I was like, oh, let me just check this out. And it was fire. So kudos to you guys.
It's just a win-win, It's like just sharing music.
Yeah.
Interest.
I mean, that's the beautiful thing about it, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of sharing music, let's get into Blap or Crap. Woo! You ready, Parks?
I'm ready.
All right, so
I think
guys.
he's the first guest we've had that's been super excited to shit on people.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm joking. I actually want to be positive and happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Ski kept it 100.
Yeah.
Did he?
He was mean.
Yeah. He was worse than
No,
Simon.
me and Ski was the same.
I'm just kidding.
He's only mean because he called Atlas a customer.
Damn.
He did.
Oh, yeah.
He did. No, he did. And I loved it. I was like, dude, I love this. I said it on the air.
Oh, he's mean.
I was like, thank you for this
He
right
was like,
now.
maybe for licensing or this, which is true. Like that's a perspective. And then he was just like old school. Like
he was like, nah, you're saying it because you a customer. I was like, yeah, get at me, boy.
Let's go. But
it's funny because it's all based on perspective.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
Listen, if I made Dead Presidents, I would tell everybody you're a customer.
Yeah.
If I made Lucchini,
That's a
Shit,
fact.
if I made Reasonable Doubt, y'all all customers.
That's a fact.
I still, and it sounds like I'm tooting my, and Melissa, we all, but me and Ski talk like once or twice a week now, which just blows my mind.
It's funny when you become friends with your fucking idols and shit. Like, it's really weird.
It's really bizarre.
I
Yeah.
can't even and you know what I noticed, and Parks and everyone here. I noticed that the real successful, especially the ones that have been around for a little while, they respond to text messages quick.
Yeah.
Like they jump on it. Like like there's no like Static, Ski, like all these guys that are like, you know, people know they're well known.
Right.
They're right to it. They don't wait. They don't like wait a few hours to text you back.
Communication is key.
Dude, they are just with it. Boom. Okay, cool. And here, all right, cool. I'll see you then. Boom, boom, done.
I try to be like that. You know, sometimes I also try to get away from my phone sometimes because when I'm working or I'm mixing, I need to get away. And sometimes just in life, really in general.
That's a fact.
You know, like,
I got to start doing that.
It's really it's an addiction in a way.
It's a problem.
You just have to. It's like good and bad. You know, like have you guys ever? And I've done this recently. Just the entire day on the phone, like. Literally swiping away until dinner time.
Yeah.
My friend,
it's called a hangover day for me.
That's fucked up.
That's usually my hangover day.
I do it when I don't feel like doing shit.
When I don't do shit.
Yeah,
it is fucked
swiping your life away.
My friends make fun of me. Like when I'm hanging out, they're like, dude, you're like always on your phone. And they're right. I tell them, I say, you're right. I got a freaking problem.
But that's everybody because like you go to the dinner table and everyone will have a conversation for like 20 minutes. Haha, giggle, whatever. And then after a while, it's like,
swipe.
Yeah, I try not to though. Especially if I'm with family or my girl or something like that, I try to just put the phone down.
Yeah, I've been doing a better job.
If it's my homie that I see every other day, then whatever, we can sit and tweet. But
but it's fucked up, man. How like addicting, because it's an addiction. I don't give a shit what anyone says. You are addicted to your phone and you are addicted to social media. Everyone has a different level of it, but we're always fucking trying to figure out what's new, what's next, what's happening, who's talking about what, and it's right there. People don't watch the news. They read the news on Twitter and Instagram. You know, people don't watch gossip on TV because there is no gossip on TV unless you're watching Love and Hip Hop. But you can still watch those clips on or you can hear Glam do the fucking remake.
I hope we get a Love and Hip Hop beat.
But you know what I mean? It's like everything's online. So
everything's online.
It's an addiction.
I agree.
You ever been like sometimes I'll just be like, oh, what's the weather like? And then I'll be on somebody else's page on Instagram.
Looking at the weather in their vacation that they took last week.
Yeah.
It's terrible. All right, guys, Blap or Crap, let's do it. This is what we're going to do. So we're going to go to our website, beatthread.com. It's a free website where you can sign up. It's a great website where you could upload your beats, receive critiques, give critiques, and it's completely free. So we're going to choose beats that you guys uploaded at random on beatthread.com, BEATTHREAD. So if you want to join this segment to choose your beat, you're going to join beatthread.com, upload your track, and then hashtag Blap or Crap, BLAPORCRAP, to get chosen. So that's how we're going to do it. So our first submission for today, I'm actually familiar with this guy, Boy Genius. He's really talented.
Boy
actually.
Genius.
If this is the same Boy Genius.
Before.
Yeah, he's a fellow Filipino.
Oh no,
Boy Genius.
Change his name. It's not him.
It's not. So maybe it's someone
it's
different. We'll see.
Now.
Okay, let's see. This is Boy Genius.
Boy Genius.
To the stage.
Welcome to the stage, Boy Genius. Don't be shy.
That's not him.
That's not awkward at all.
Love and Hip Hop. Love and Hip Hop.
Ever since I moved into my new apartment.
No, this is like a Ray J one. This is like a Ray J one.
Me and Princess, I'm trying to have this baby and get my sperm up. You know what I'm saying? And Brandy, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna make our music together, but right now I got these scooty bikes, right? I'm about to make a crazy meal on them things, bruh. I like Ray J. Okay, I like Ray J, okay? Maybe
Just do the nail salon one more time. Here we go.
Ever since I opened up my new boutique, Bougie Nails, my business been booming. And bitches hate, but you know what? He wasn't really her baby daddy anyway.
Oh my God, we're sorry, guys. We do it
works. It works every time.
We do that shit every fucking time.
Every time.
I'm gonna start that off, yo.
Start it off.
That's a crap.
It is. If I have to start talking like that, if you hear me out of nowhere, just go.
Yeah.
Since,
but it's a good syncing. But you can sync it. You can license.
Are we
that.
gonna make that an option?
No.
Is it gonna be Blap, Crap, or Sync?
No, I think no. I think syncing and licensing beats don't never get a BLAP.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But so it's kind of like a runner-up. It's like,
but it's valuable. There's value in that.
You can generate
there.
income.
Yeah.
It basically said that you are onto something, but you're not gonna
play that in Whip.
You're not gonna play that anyway, and you better not play that.
So it doesn't make it a BLAP.
Like anything,
but you can license it.
You're not smoking to that. That's not gonna be in a club.
Oh my god, I'll be so pissed.
But
I'll be like, yo, can you change that? That's when somebody's like, yo, can I play you these beats, and you're in the car and they're like taking you home. Yeah. So you have to like listen to them because they're taking you home.
Perfection crapped it. I'm gonna crap it too.
I'm gonna crap it. If I gotta bring out, I think I need a like hip hop, Love and Hip Hop like name, and if when that person comes out, that's when you know it's like probably a crap. Yeah. I'm gonna think on that though. I'll have a name by next week.
Okay.
I'm gonna really give that some time.
Atlas, what are you doing?
Oh, it's a definite crap for me.
Definite.
I think it sounded just like a 4-bar loop. It was like the and then like that was it the whole way through the track.
I'm okay with that. I just felt sterile, I think, and it's hard to tell maybe, but with these earphones, it's kind of distorting. But yeah, it felt a little sterile.
I mean, because if the sounds are simple and like something just knocks, then like you can listen to it over and over again.
It sounded
it's not even about it being a loop.
Great 4-bar loops are great.
Yeah, exactly.
No, right. Exactly. If they're great, but that wasn't. And I think
but that wasn't.
And I think to me, and I hate to use this term, but I don't know what other term to use. It sounded like dated.
Yeah.
It sounded like an old Rick Ross beat.
That was like post Rick Ross before the real.
That was like correction officer Rick Ross.
That was hip hop police Rick Ross.
07.
Damn, y'all are brutal.
Whip it real hard, rip it.
Our next submission is by P Money.
We heard this.
No, we didn't. We did?
Unless he flipped it again, but I remember this sample and everything.
I don't remember this.
I'm not mad. I remember not being mad at it. But I remember y'all crapping.
Wow, we really did? We really heard that one before?
Oh yeah, I got a memory like an elephant.
Oh, wow.
No, we listened to it because I remember like for a fact we were both talking about how like the sample was cool, but like he could have switched it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, buddy, we're skipping you.
Glam's like Rain Man.
I'm like real on my sheet.
Okay, our next submission is by Mr. Mick Awesomeson. I swear to God, that's his name.
Wow.
I swear that's his name.
I'm waiting for
Mr.
DJ Ballsack.
This shit better be fucking fire.
Mr. Mick Awesomeson.
DJ Ballsack.
That's a great name.
DJ Ballsack.
It's actually called
DJ Ballsack.
It's called That Bounce.
Oh, I like bounce. He better make me bounce.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Makes me want to smoke a spliff in the forest. Is that weird?
Yeah.
I'm contradicting.
No.
Smoking trees in the trees.
I feel like I just did something illegal.
Why?
And now I'm like contemplating my future.
Right.
Very true. That is definitely
like
that moment.
Deep emotion.
And it's really dark in your room.
Like, fuck, I fucked up.
Are you sitting down? Are you sitting down or are you packing
Kind
a
of
bag?
reminds me of like a dark alley in like Japan.
Yeah, exactly. Like, fuck.
Like, what's that
Shit's
crazy?
about
What's
to go
that
down
infamous
right now.
like gang out there? No, isn't it like?
I don't think we should shout them out. I don't want to talk about infamous gangs.
Said no, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not mad at this.
Right? There's
It's not exceptional, but it's
yeah.
it's kind of
It's
cool.
a vibe.
Yeah.
There's a vibe to it. It's a vibe.
I can see that being licensed to Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Like those bumps.
Okay.
Those bumps.
I think the right MC would be able to body that though.
Yeah.
Mad Villain.
I think that
True.
the drums probably could use a little love. He might need
Make
some,
him a little beefy.
Yeah.
He might need a BLAP-KIT or something.
He
you know?
might.
Yeah. BLAPKITS.com. Go get that. But I wasn't mad at it.
I'm gonna
though.
black
Like,
that.
yeah. There you go. There you go.
I feel like there was something missing to it, but
It was something
Vocals.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't know. I want to hear a part where like the drums come in like super hard.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think that idea is pretty solid and can grow to be something dope.
It had emotion to it. And
the good thing is like it kind of made you envision something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and they were two different things. Like I felt like it was nighttime in Japan, creeping through like an alley. Like you said, you did something wrong. Like I'm creeping through the alley.
Yeah, like I fucking lost my passport. I'm about to get arrested.
I was gonna say like you killed somebody and you have to like, be on the escape.
Hiding from the cops.
You said, "Oh no, no."
Yeah.
Nope.
But yeah, definitely evoked emotion.
James.
I'm with you, Perfection. I'm gonna blap it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something about that
Same.
beat was like captivating.
And it mixed. I like the way it was
blap
mixed.
I'll blap
Like I think it needs
was
some
cute.
work, but I think
It was cute.
Yeah, it sounded good for what it is.
I can't crap it. That's the thing. I don't want to crap it.
Blap it. There you
So
go.
I'll blap it.
At?
I'm gonna crap it, bro.
Crap.
I'm gonna crap it. I thought it was really out of all the tracks so far, it was by far the best in my opinion. I just feel like it was missing that little extra oomph, sonic, like the beat. It was missing that little extra oomph. I do agree with Parks though. Like an MC on there, one on there would just demolish that. The right MC would just kill that track. But I felt like it just needed. It was like from a 1 to 10, it was like an 8. Yeah. Like if I want to blap it, I just got to be 100% like in. But it was like I was teetering on the edge. Like damn, I want to blap it, but
tough crowd, but you're right.
It was tough. Yeah, it was almost there for me.
I agree that I think with the like a bigger drum at some point or something like you said, like
make the bass roll around a little bit, just something to give it a little more.
You love them rolling basses.
I do.
Atlas loves it. He's a sucker for that.
I think someone collaborating with that though could turn that into something.
That's a crazy template just to start. Like wow, like if Ill got his hands on that, or like you got forget it. That would be the
I'll show you what I would do to it. Ready?
Yo, that shit hard, son. Yo, let's build. Let's build. Let's
All right, go away. Done.
Okay, next submission, our last submission for today.
Can
you imagine?
It's like, yo, we just trying to stay consistent by, just doing what we love, you know what I'm saying?
Actually, sorry, WSJ, it's a remix. We don't do remixes here.
Damn.
So
he got the ultimate tease. He got a name shout out and a little clip.
Wait, why y'all don't like remixes though?
I'm just not in the mood.
Okay, I got you.
At least you were honest about that.
Yeah.
I'm good.
You have to sneak it. You have to sneak it on.
Sneak it in.
Like it has to be playing and then you hear like, oh shit.
Like if they didn't write remix on there, you probably would have got away with it.
Probably would have got away with it. All right, so our real last submission for today is by I'm Sick Puppy. That's literally his name. I'm Sick Puppy.
This guy's name is kind of crazy.
Yo, Parks.
Wait.
I like Mickey McMaster.
Wait, let's start that in the beginning because there was a sound effect there.
Venom.
It's really short too.
That snare though. I'm not mad at the snare. It's just a no for me, dog. You know what it is?
It's a
on
no
the
for me,
low,
dog.
the beats. It's not quantized.
Yeah,
I can tell. There's nothing wrong with that. Pharrell does a lot of his shit unquantized.
Yeah.
Pharrell's also Pharrell.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I just heard like a kick, like kind of out of place. Like it was like
it has to have a certain. It has to have a certain swing.
You gotta have
it.
You gotta have a rock. Like
unquantized.
unquantizing is cool, but
I like the drums. I didn't like the synth.
Yeah, I didn't like the synth at all.
Even the synth wasn't bad, but it just went too long. I don't need to hear that for 16 bars.
The drum selection and the pattern, like I'm a sucker for that pattern.
I was into it. I was
like
into it though.
Shit.
Yeah. I mean, it had a vibe, but I don't know if it had the same. I mean, obviously, no, it didn't have the same vibe. But I'm saying as far as the simplicity.
Freestyle.
Yo.
You can freestyle to this.
Yeah.
It sounded half cooked.
Yeah, half cooked.
Yeah.
Super half cooked.
Delete the synth and then build something
Or
else. But
keep the synth, but have it lower. And
lower.
Just sometimes.
That's what I was saying. Like maybe just
sometimes.
like the first 2 bars, and then like add something like
Exactly.
have the synth come in and just take it away and put sprinkle something else in there. Like it had potential, but that's a crap.
Exactly. Craps
Yes,
all
a crap.
around.
Craps all around.
Craps all around.
All the sheets.
That's it. Parks, thank you for joining us with
been a pleasure,
Blapper
man.
Crab, man.
Yes.
Let's give a round of applause to Parks.
Yo, Parks, tell them your social
applause
media.
for you guys.
Yeah, shout out your socials.
Social media.
Parks
for everybody.
Music on everything. Parks Music.
Parks
Spelled
Music.
regular.
Nice.
And make sure you guys don't try to slide in DM, okay? You're not. It's not gonna work.
And listen, the way to Parks' heart, respond to his fart tweets, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna go right in there.
Parks, looking forward to all the projects, the engineer side, production side. I'm sure the Prhyme albums you got them sounding crispy.
You know it.
Amazing shit. Good luck with the podcast and all that stuff. You guys are killing, man. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for taking the time. Let's do one more round of applause for Parks. He's amazing.
Thank you.
BLAPCHAT episode 66. We'll see y'all next week. We out.
Peace.
Hoes.
Hoes.